Hello everyone, welcome, welcome. So in this reading for whoever is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, this will be for a reading for all three of you who are the air signs of the zodiac signs, and that'll be for July 2nd to July 12th of 2026. So you know what's going on for you, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. There's something that's going to be lining up in this whole entire structure, the way how it goes. So the way of how it's going to be in that way of how it goes, in that retro respect of how it's going to be, this is how it goes in that way. Because whether if you feel like, oh, everything's going to be fine, but this is how it goes. It's like, all right, well, this is how it goes. I don't need to have to feel left down, or there's something that was wrong with me, or whatever it is. The way of how you're going to do it as the way how it goes. It's like shifting your emotions from negativity to positivity. That's how it goes. So whether you think to yourself like, oh, this is how it goes, but that's how it's going to be. So let's see what's going on. So we have basically the 8 Pentacles is upright. There's perfection, right? So whether you might be dealing with a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, you have the 6 Pentacles is upright because you want kindness, you want respect, you want to be who you are, and that's how it goes. So whether if you think that, oh, everything's fine, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you have to get to the notes and feel the vibrations, right? It's the way how it works. So whether if you think that, oh, everything's going to be fine, that's how it goes, right? So that's how it's going to be. So, the way how this is, whether if you decide about what's going on, you have to be thrilled about it. You have to see it as wonderful feeling, because you have to know it from the way of how it goes in that way, because that's how it's going to be, right? So the way of this is, whether if you think that, oh, everything's going to be fine, yes, but how would that be a good way of knowing to do? And that's how it goes. You think to yourself and say, well, this is an opportunity. This is the way of how it goes. This is the way of how it's going to bring back the way of how it goes. That's what it's going to be. So in this reading, this is how it goes. Okay. So the way of this is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is the way of how it looks in that way. Because the way of how it is in that in the way of how it goes. So whether if you think to yourself, it's like, okay, well, this is how it is. This is the way it works. So the way of this is, the 10 of Swords does represent conclusions. You might do this in a Gemini, Leo, Aquarius in that way. The 4 of Wands reverse, you already have your celebrations down pat. That's how it goes. It's like, okay, that's how it is, and that's how it's going to be in that way. So whether if you think to yourself and say, I need to do it as a wonderful feeling, that's how it goes, right? So this is going to be a rebound. The Magician is upright, you want skill, because that's how it goes. You want to be, alright, well, this is how it goes, I need to do it as a wonderful feeling, that's how it goes. The 3 Pentacles reverse, you have no excitement whatsoever. You're not, you're not having excitement. I have no idea why, but that's how it goes. You have the Hangman reverse, you have no restrictions. That's how it goes. The Wheel of Fortune reverse, you're having bad luck. Now, yes, you're having bad luck, but you know what? If you change that bad luck into good luck, that's how it goes. It's like you're going to maintain your emotions. Your emotions are between, whether if it's in your head, your mind, whatever it is, that's how it's going to be, right? So whether if you're focusing on that, that's how it goes. Now, because in theory, the way of how it goes, there's always intentions, and that intention is where if you're focusing on other things, that's how it goes. But Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you need to understand what you're going through, because this is like almost like less and more, but that's how it goes. So when you feel yourself and you're straining yourself, that's how it goes. It's like you're straining about a lot of things, but that's how it goes, right? So that's how it is. So the way of this is, that's how it is. So let me clarify. I'm going to clarify this 10 of Swords, the 4 of Wands, and this Magician. You have 2 of Swords is upright. So don't know which direction you're going to take, left or right. So you have 10 of Wands is upright, there's burdens, and the 7 of Swords is upright, you're feeling deceit, because of everything is deceiving you, right? That's how it goes. Clarify the 4 of Wands here. 9 Pentacles here, you have no trust. Interesting. What's between this Magician card Empress is up, is reversed, is no nourishment. And Queen of Swords is already following your independence. Exactly, you're following in your independence. If you follow your independence, generally recurs, that's what you're trying to do, because that's what you're focusing on. Because the way of this is, you have to take the way of how it goes, where you're going to take a step forward instead of a step back, right? So when you're focusing on having your own independence, that's what you're going to show. Show your independence, because the way of this is like, okay, well, if I'm focusing on my independence, I want to do things by myself. Yes, it is. It's an opportunity to learn, and you have growth because of how it goes that way. So let me clarify this Empress and this Knight of Pentacles. The Star of yours, there's no inspiration. The Page of Swords, there's education. Three of Pentacles, you basically have excitement. King of Cups, you want support. And the Ten of Cups, there's basically completion. Wheel of Fortune, you want to have good luck. World reverse, there's incompletion. Two of Cups, there's relationships and friendships. That's how it goes. So whether you're focusing on another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, that's how it goes in that way. You might deal with another Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That's how it goes. So that's how it goes. All right. So let me clarify between this Three of Pentacles, the Hangman, and this Wheel of Fortune. Emperor, you want structure. Temperance, there's no healing. Three of Swords, there's no heartbreak. Seven of Wands, you're not feeling resilience. Four of Pentacles, you're feeling comfortable. Ace of Wands, you want to have new beginnings. Exactly. The Queen of Wands, there's charisma. Three of Cups, there's no relation. There's no celebration. Eight of Swords, there's no anxiety. Page of Wands, there's basically invention. Taurus, there's no transformation. Nine of Cups, there's no fulfillment. Queen of Pentacles, there's prosperity about money. Exactly, because you're focusing on that. You're focusing about having money because that's what you want. You want to improve yourself wisely to get the better of you, to the better of outcomes. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, I understand that you need to focus on this wonderful reading because it has to make sense. In that way, that's just how it goes. It has to be plural, right? That's how it goes, and you have to understand that because this is the way it works, right? So whether you're focusing on that, this is how it goes, this is how it's going to turn out. Yes, it is, because you're focusing on a lot of things, and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you need to focus on that, right? It's the way of how you're going to impose of your own situations, no matter how it goes, right? No matter if you're dealing with somebody or you're not, or whatever it is, that's how it goes, right? So you're focusing on that. Now let's see what's going on in the middle of this situation. The Hermit is there's solitude. So basically, it does represent Libra as another air sign here, but you might be focusing on another. You might be looking for a soulmate, maybe. But the way this is, you have your own solitude, right? That's how it goes, and this is the way it seems to be. So I'm going to clarify. I'm going to clarify the Two of Cups here. So we have the Death card that represents Scorpio as endings. You have the Temperance card, there's healing. Just so you're not telling the truth. So you're lying about something. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, I understand that you need to focus on the here and now of this whole entire situation, no matter how it goes, right? So whether you're focusing on that, that's how it goes. Let me clarify on the right side, please. Tarot yours, there's no progress. Moon yours, there's no expectations. Just yours and not telling the truth. So in that way, whether you're focusing on that and you say, well, I'm not focusing about, telling the truth. I want to make up lies. No, Gemini. No, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Because if you're not telling the truth, you're making up lies. And whether you do that and you're focusing about being Pinocchio, watch the Disney movie of Pinocchio, okay? That nose of yours will continue to grow bigger, right? And if you're focusing on that, make up lies is not very good. It's a bad outcome, because it's a bad omen, and that's how it goes that way, right? It's the way of how it goes, right? It's the way of how it's going to connect of how it goes. So let me clarify this Justice card. So strength is over, you want bravery, you're focusing on another Leo. Hierophant is over, you want guidance. Star is over, there's inspiration. Full reverse is no change. Sun reverse is negativity, exactly. So whether you're in the negativity, that's how it goes, generally recurs. I understand what you're going through, but the way of how it goes, it's like you need to understand it, because when you say to yourself and saying, enough's enough, that's how it goes, right? So whether you're focusing about, whether if you're healing about something and you're focusing on that, that's how it goes, right? It's the way of how it goes. And when you have negativity will go from your head to your toes, right? It's, it's not very good, right? That's how it's going to be. So let me clarify this Justice card. Lover's reverse is no decisions. Moon reverse is no misrotations. The reverse is no obsessions, addictions. Hermit reverse, you already have a soulmate. Hangman is over, there's restrictions. Yeah, because you're being restricted, right? So the way of this is, whether you're focusing about having restrictions, that's what you're being restricted on. So let me see what's this Sun card. Judgment is over, you're taking action. Sun card is over, there's positivity. Full reverse is no change. View for reverse, you're having bad luck. Matrix is over, you want skill. Taurus is over, there's transformation. Yeah, everything's changing. The Star reverse is no inspiration. Strength is over, there's bravery. Exactly. So you're focusing on another positivity here, but you're focusing on another Leo as a fire sign. You're focusing on another, positivity because that's what you want. So, Gemini recurs. I understand if you're focusing another between the positive side, that's what you want. But if you keep continuing about, I don't like this anymore, or, I wanted to do things by myself, or whatever it is, that's how it goes, right? So, whether we're focusing on that, that's how it goes. Let me clarify this Hangman. The world reverse is there's incompletion. Transference is no healing. Those are where there's obsessions, addictions. Exactly. So things are not going as planned, right? And that's how it goes. And the way of this is, in not focusing on that ability to understand what you're doing, that's how it goes. So whether if you're focusing about having the obsession or addictions or whatever you're going through, even if you're dealing with another Capricorn, let's per se, that's how it goes. It's like you need to focusing on another ability to let things go, right? You're focusing about how it's going to be in that way, whether you're going to, master your own disguise, that's how it goes, right? So the way of this is, if you're focusing on that, that's how it goes, because it's like that's how it goes. It's like almost a lack of portion, right? It's a lack of the ability of letting go on things, right? That's how it goes, generally recurs. Like, you need to pay attention to it, because if you're focusing on another, having negativity and you don't like it or whatever it is, you have to, step back. Maybe you might step forward, I don't know. But the way this is, you're focusing on the abilities to let things go, right? That's how it goes, right? So that's how it is. Now let me see what's going on from this universe. I'm going to go from the middle to the right, middle to left. So Ace Pentacles reverse, there's no growth. Ten Cups forward, there's completion. Nine Cups forward, there's romance. Page of Swords forward, there's education. King Pentacles forward, there's security. Queen Pentacles forward, there's stability. The Six Pentacles reverse, there's no kindness. Exactly. So when you have no kindness, you're being rude and disrespectful. So let me clarify the Six Pentacles. Five of Swords forward, there's conflict. Chariot over, there's progress. Ace One reverse, there's no new beginnings. Seven Cups forward, there's a delusion. Exactly. So when you have a delusion, you're having a deja vu moment. So whether you have a deja vu moment, that's how it goes. So you have to focus on that. So if you're focusing about having negativity, whether if you're focusing about having conflict, whatever it is, things are not going as planned, because that's how it goes. It's like you're focusing on the ability to have a deja vu moment, right? That's how it goes. And when you're focusing on that, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, I understand what you're going through, but you have to focus on that. You have to focus, and you have to have the ability to have progress, because that's what you need, right? That's how it goes. That's between the middle and the left side. The Empress, sorry, you want nourishment. 4 Wands, yours is no celebration. 10 of Swords is over, there's conclusions. Moon is over, there's misrotations. Ace of Swords is over, you want understanding. Exactly, that's how it goes. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you want to have an understanding, and that's what it seems to be. So whether you're focusing on the ability, that's how it goes in that way. So let me clarify this Ace of Swords here. The Empress, over, there's nourishment. Like the High Priestess, like the inner voice. 5 Wands, yours is no chaos. 8 Cups, yours is there's no intervention. The Judgment, sorry, you're taking action. 9 of Swords, sorry, there's trauma. 3 of Pentacles, yours, there's no excitement. 8 of Cups, sorry, there's satisfaction. 6 of Cups, sorry, there's the past. It's accurate. You're focusing on the past. I did say this to you over and over and over, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you're focusing on the past, let it go. You don't need it. But if you're focusing on the past, it's going to be like an ongoing story, right? That's how it goes. So that's what it seems to be. So whether you're focusing on another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, that's how it goes in that way, right? That's how it is. So let me clarify the 7 Cups here. Page of Pentacles, yours, there's no prospects. King of Swords, there's knowledge. Strength of Swords, there's bravery. 6 of Wands, there's achievement. Exactly. 2 Wands, reverse, you already know what plan you're going to be doing. The Sun carriers, there's negativity. Exactly. Right? That's how it goes. Queen of Swords is over, there's independence. Yeah, because you want to show your independence. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you have to show your independence because that's what you want to do. Right? If you're focusing on your independence, go for it, because the way how it goes. If you're focusing on negativity, let it go. Right? Let the past go as well. Right? That's how it goes. The Tower is over, there's transformation. Star is over, there's inspiration. 4 Cups is over, you want distraction. King of Wands, yours, there's no passion. Death card is over, there's ending, so you're focusing on the Scorpio. 9 Cups over, there's fulfillment. 5 Pentacles is over, you're feeling insecurity. Yeah, that's how it goes. So if you're focusing on having insecurity, that's the way of how it goes. That's what the universe is saying, because that's how it goes. So whether you're focusing on the Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, that's how it seems to be in that way, right? So the way how this reading goes in that way, and you're focusing on the way of how it is, you have to focus on that, because the way of this is, whether you're focusing on the abilities to understand of what it takes in that way, because in that moment of time, Gemini or Aquarius, you have to pay attention, because in that way you're focusing on that. You're focusing, okay, well, this is how it goes. Alright, this is how I'm feeling. That's how it goes. So that's what the universe is saying is, you're having insecurity, and that's how it goes. So that's how it is. So I hope you all like this video. Try to give a like and a comment if you want, and this is how it goes in that way. And this is how it is, because this is the way of opportunity, and that's how it goes in that way. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, 12, and I'll see you next time I'm going to do in that way, and that's how it goes in that way, and that's how it is. So thank you so much. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next time I'm going to do. Thank you. Bye for now, everybody. Thank you, and thanks, and thank you very much, and bye.